hey, let's go, Gervonta. Come on, bruh. Hurry up, bruh. Let's go to Cuba, man. We going to Cuba. We getting the hell out of here. They ain't catching us. Yo, are you kidding me? These are just rumors. Don't take this as an exact fact, but the breaking news is that Gervonta Tank Davis, having been on the run for the last week and a half.
I'm innocent, and Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time. Right, these all good pimp squad, baby.
Every day, been making videos saying, Gervonta Tank Davis still on the run. When is this guy gonna turn himself in? And now, I'm starting to see across the boxing world that it's very possible Gervonta Tank Davis fled as the U.S. Marshals and the Miami police are looking for him. Fled, not only them, but also the lawyers of his ex-girl, Courtney Russell, and also his own lawyers, wondering where the hell Gervonta went, saying that this man could have fled to Cuba.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
I'm telling you guys right now, I don't know if this is true or not, because it don't make any sense for this guy who hasn't committed a murder, right? There may be video footage out there of the domestic violence and, you know, kidnapping the woman, taking her down to the garage at the Miami nightclub where she was working and beating her. But I still don't think that's enough for you to want to become a fugitive and go across goddamn countries to Cuba, a place where the United States can't even step in there, can't even step in the country and begin to look for you and arrest you due to the country's just not being like that, my friends, not being cool at all. Maybe you could blame that on Fidel Castro, you could whatever you want. But imagine, I just want you to picture this in your head right now. Imagine Gervonta Tank Davis, what he's doing right now. Is this fool at the club? Is this fool with some bitches? What is this fool doing right now? Is he getting drunk? Is he getting high? Is he posted up, chilling? If he's really in Cuba, is he at the nightclubs with some hyenas? Is he out there big and back being bull? Hey, man. Gervonta Tank Davis needs to turn himself in, but by now this has just became, you know, hilariously bad. Hilariously bad. Gervonta Tank Davis having been served, I think, what is the number? 5, 6, 7 different times? Courtney Russell's lawyer went to Gervonta Tank Davis to serve him, and he ain't there. They can't find him, but over here he's on social media talking shit to, academics, out here tweeting to Shakur Stevenson, just doing some funny stuff, man. This is honestly hilarious, bro. And I don't know when this fool's going to turn himself in. I don't know if he's actually in Cuba, because if he is, he out there gigging. He out there happy because they ain't catching him. But you're making this case 100 times worse, bruh. You're making this case 100 times worse. You finna end up in prison for the actual 4 years. This is diabolical, man. But breaking news, and not just that. I finished watching the Andy Cruz versus Raymond Muratalla fight a couple different times now. I watched round 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 just over and over again, because it's honestly pretty hard to score this fight. I do understand why they gave it to Raymond Muratalla. I gave Andy Cruz round 1, round 4, round 7, and round 8. Now, if you wanted to give him round 5, 6, 9, or 10, for sure, I thought 11 and 12 went to Raymond Muratalla. I think those championship rounds, he really started to take over to me. I thought he won round 10, 11, and 12, and 9. I thought he started to take over towards the end of the fight, now at the end of the day, it depends on how you score boxing, because Andy Cruz was landing punches. But the more noticeable, the bigger punches were clearly being landed by Raymond Muratalla. And not just that, but I felt like Andy Cruz kind of resorting back to his Olympic style boxing. You know, over the last couple fights, him and Bozian and Sharon Ennis have really been stepping down on their punches, really trying to work on increasing the power of Andy Cruz. A lot of people were predicting in this fight with the volume that Andy Cruz would be able to possibly finish Raymond Muratalla. I didn't think that. That's why I picked Cruz to win by decision. But there is no power behind the punches, the jab, the 1-2, the left hook of Andy Cruz. After watching round after round after round after round, I'm starting to think, what is wrong? It's because he has no power. Raymond Muratalla didn't respect none of it. I don't think it was, you know, necessarily because Raymond Muratalla completely outclassed him. I think Andy Cruz was in that fight. You got some people saying that it could have been a draw. I don't think so. I think Raymond Muratalla won that fight. It was a good one, though. But when it came to punching power, anytime that Andy Cruz landed, it wasn't that noticeable. It wasn't as eye-catching as, you know, if Andy Cruz landed 4 punches and Raymond Muratalla landed only 1. That 1 punch looked a lot more effective than 4 of Andy Cruz's punches, because Andy Cruz was fighting on the back foot, resorting back to his Olympic style. Jab, jab, 1-2, 1-2, 3. Not putting all power inside of his punches. If you guys know, in the Olympics, he wasn't fighting with power in his hands. He was tap, 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 I always break down the Keyshawn Davis Olympic fight, how in that fight, Keyshawn Davis's coach was telling him, yo, you can see he's not hitting you with any power. He's just tip-tapping you. So do the same thing, Keyshawn. Keyshawn already had a couple pro fights when he was going up in the Olympics for the gold medal against Andy Cruz, so he wasn't really about that. But recently, in his last couple of fights, Andy Cruz, you were starting to see that he would, you know, punch with a little bit more power, step on those goddamn freaking punches. And in this fight, he was clearly fighting on the back foot. Couldn't get any leverage going down on that right hand. He couldn't just, boom. It was more, boom, more tip-tap type of things. And I think that's what lost him the fight, man. I think Raymond Muratalla, the more stronger, bigger fighter in that fight, honestly held it down. And not only did he hold it down, but makes things a lot more interesting, because I would love to see a rematch, first of all. If Raymond Muratalla and Andy Cruz could be able to set something up, set up an automatic rematch, that would be great. I think Andy Cruz deserves it. But think about it, man. It was only his 7th professional fight. He was 6-0 with 3 KOs going in there. Barely started his professional career in 2023 compared to Muratalla 2016. So now that he's got through that challenge, you think about it and you say, man, imagine him going up against Floyd Schofield or Abdullah Mason, the WBO lightweight world champion. Imagine that. Imagine Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez, becomes a WBO Ring Magazine champion, vacates his bout. Javier Herrera, who's the WBC interim lightweight champion, gets elevated. Imagine Javier Herrera, XXXTentacion, versus Raymond Muratalla, who's trained by Robert Garcia. By the way, Robert Garcia, I see it all over the boxing world right now. Trainer of the year, probably the best trainer that we have actively in the sport of boxing, is 1-0 against Bozianis, has officially gotten the lead. And I said to myself, man, with a team like that, Raymond Muratalla proved yesterday against a high-level fighter like Andy Cruz that he could compete with the best of the best in there. I didn't know there was still suspicion whether or not Raymond Muratalla was that good. You know, there were some fights where you would call him one-dimensional, but it don't matter if he's 1 or 2-dimensional. He does those 1 or 2 things: coming forward, pressure, jab, 1-2, ring IQ. He does it all perfect. And it's an amazing fight, man, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future for both fighters. Let me know. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel reporting to you the breaking news. Gervonta Tank Davis. And I've officially scored the boxing card between Raymond Muratalla and Andy Cruz. I got it 8 rounds to 4 rounds in favor of Raymond Muratalla. If you want to, you know, give Andy Cruz any one of those rounds that I didn't give him, what was it, rounds 5, 6, 8, or 9? Let me know in the comments what was your guys' scorecard at the end of the fight, my friends. I'm out.